Hello, welcome back to the Bars Turn podcast. Myself, Aaron Francis, and the no longer mysterious man, Tom Durrant.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. We aim to bring you all the latest Magic the Gathering hype, spoilers, discussions, and our very own and sometimes foolish and often foolish opinions. Today we're going to be looking at the spoiled cards from Kaldheim, as well as a few articles surrounding the whole set, and it is looking very exciting.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting some. Yeah, definitely getting some hype.
Getting some hardcore vibes from it. Like, yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, really, really looking good. And I love the theme behind it. And obviously, we'll get into the speculations that we made behind it later on as well.
Yeah, because I must say, everything Aaron has said has spookily come true.
Yeah, or it looks like it's going to come true with the flavor text and some pictures and some videos that we've seen so far. But yeah, still a lot left to be spoiled in this wondrous set. So what have we got first of Kaldheim?
Let's take a look at the introductory article that was posted to ship on the 14th. Was that Monday?
Yeah.
So Vikings, God, myths, legends, so many beards. Kaldheim is coming to melt your mind hole.
Mind hole.
So obviously they thought they would go for this cool sort of fake swearing thing.
Yeah.
I know some people are a bit funny about that. But anyway, it's all good fun.
I highlight the title as well is like face melting is like a term used when you're listening to like a ridiculous metal guitar solo. It's just like melting your face. And I think they're just being sort of rock and rolly with their whole sort of vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, they're trying to go into their week of metal, as they're calling it.
Yeah.
And yes, we'll see later on they've obviously got some metal bands to preview the cards.
Yeah.
But yeah, first up, bang. Also, just to mention Vikings, that sounds good. Gods, confirmed our thought of getting gods.
Yep.
Myths and legends, that sounds a lot like sagas to me.
Yeah.
And beards, I don't think there might be a new card type beard, like a new attachment. An aura put on, they grow a beard and it gives you something, I don't know.
It's like equipment / aura, so it can count as both keywords as well for your tutors and what have you.
Yeah. So should we have a look at this lovely bit of artwork?
Oh, yeah.
Of a big old sword, some longboats at sea, and got zoomed away, and a big old serpent up there.
A big old serpent. So the serpent is actually wrapped around the tree of life by looks.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So the trees there and like the branches, and the snake is all over it.
Yeah. So that is what I want to see. That is Jorgmundir, the world serpent they call it. It's a serpent that is big enough to wrap around the whole Norse Viking mythology world. So that is basically that. So I'm hoping we'll see that in card form. I'm sure
we will.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's all good. Card in here. We've got this picture of Kaya that we saw previously. Just better quality version of it. So yeah, that's all good. Definitely glad to be seeing Kaya back.
Wielding her ghost fire axes.
Yeah. I don't really know what they call her sort of blades. I don't know.
I think it is ghost fire or something like that.
I don't think it is ghost. That's Ugin's.
Oh, is it? Isn't it? Right. Maybe it is then.
Yeah. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So we've got the Kaldheim Week of Metal. So this week, well, until today, is the sneak peek previews. So everything we've got now is sort of all we're getting. Little teasers of the mechanics, themes, style.
Yeah.
So that's all good. Official launch is January the 7th. And then, get it on Arena and Magic Online the 28th. Pre-releases on the 29th. And then paper on the 5th of February.
Well,
yeah, good. We've had the sneak peek. So far we're happy with that.
Yeah, definitely. We'll speak about the cards later, but just go through the articles first. But February the 5th is when it's going to be available for all of us.
And then they've dropped some artwork. So you've got some warriors.
Oh, yeah.
This rather fetchingly angry chap.
Yeah. I think that's a giant. I think it's like a frost giant. That thing.
You reckon?
Yeah, I reckon it's because all the other big things in the background there that like giants rather than just a general warrior. I think.
Yeah, it definitely something. And they said beards. They didn't mention tentacle beards. But,
no.
I guess it works.
It does work.
I thought weirdly, I'm sure it's just there's only so many ways you can draw stuff. I thought the face looked very Rakdos, and then the sort of the shoulder pieces looked like Ethereum from Alara, which I'm sure is completely unrelated. But when I saw it, I was like, that's what I thought of.
Maybe they're getting their sort of forgery from somewhere.
Yeah. And then we got this. This looks like a fire giant.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
This looks awesome.
Yeah.
Big old rock with a beard. What's not to enjoy? Yeah, pretty cool. I like that one.
Yeah, it's
big
awesome.
Balls.
Absolute huge,
Filthy.
huge cojones.
What have we got next? Some sort of shaman character with sort of wolf-like face mask.
Holding some sort of crystal ball, which could be the whole sort of foretell mechanic that we discussed last time.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so looking into the future.
And then here's just some land pictures, some more runes on rocks.
Yeah.
Here's that tree of life you were talking about in sort of Norse mythology. Did I say Norse? And it looks like sort of the 5 colours of magic along the top.
Yeah.
So like there's red, blue, white, green, and I guess that's meant to be like black on the right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's going to have some. Yeah, it's going to have some sort of mana sort of contingencies, isn't it? That one. Yeah. That's good.
Sorry about that. I'm scratching on the mic. And just a nice sunny forest area. And I've noticed there's quite a few pictures that have got this weird diamond-shaped sun thing. So I don't know if it just generally their sun is that shape, or whether or not that's something in the sky, or is that what heaven is? Is that where the gods are, sort of thing? Whatever the Norse equivalent of that is, like Asgard.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe it is some sort of.
Is that like the gateway to it in the sky? I don't know.
Well, I think there's in Norse mythology there's Valhalla, isn't there? And in order to get to Valhalla, you have to sort of die an honourable death or something like that. And I think that's how they get there. So maybe that's their depiction of Valhalla, or the heavenly sort of light coming through.
Just a nice waterfall, lovely image.
Snowy waterfall, lovely.
And then this cool poster, showing Kaya killing that and that weird fire giant thing we were just looking at. Some rather suited and booted angels at the top.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this is available as a colour me in version.
Colour me in, yeah. Little felt tip pens on the side of it.
Exactly, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then just the packaging that we saw before. So yeah, generally quite good. Just a nice little teaser article, just showing you the theme and style, and let us know what to expect.
Yeah. If you go back down to the packaging, if you go down to the packaging in a minute. Those bundle ones. If you look, I think this is on purpose. I don't know whether this was spoiled beforehand, but you know the booster box.
Yeah.
There's a booster pack in front of the last booster pack in the box, and it's yeah. So there's
one in the middle.
Yeah, there's the booster pack that's like in front of the box almost on the end.
This one here, this Kaldheim one.
Yeah, that one there. That's it. Yeah, the booster pack that's in front of that last line of packs is obscuring the last pack in the box. Can you see that?
Yes. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so
what's on that pack?
Yeah, that's Tybalt on that pack. That's what the speculation is. And, I think it was spoiled prematurely, and they're like, "Oh no, we need to cover that up. Let's just whack a booster pack in front of that last one."
But what I thought is, like, even that picture of Kaya is different to the one on the box.
Yeah. It is, isn't it? She's got different hairstyles almost.
Yeah, it's slightly different, isn't it? Like that's sort of like her old blades. I thought on the booster.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I just thought that was weird.
Yeah, But yeah, they tried to hide it.
But
We
it's
all
too
know
late.
what's coming.
Yeah.
So should we go on to the next one?
Yeah, go on to the next one. Yeah.
And it's just where to find all of them. And like they said, with the week of metal, they've actually given some metal bands their a chance to sort of show. I say give them a chance as if they're clambering for it. Paying them to make a little video of the cards. And to be honest, when they first said it, I thought it'd just be like they just put a picture of the cards out on their social media and stuff and say like, "Oh, we're here to do magic." But no, that they've made like proper videos. They're like talking about their music and then saying, "Oh, look at this cool Kaldheim stuff." And yeah, I thought they were quite fun. The little videos they've made. I've not watched all of them yet, but no, the ones I've seen have been good.
Yeah, I'll be interested to know as well, like who approached who in this sort of situation as well, because bands at the moment obviously aren't gigging because of what's happening.
That's a good point.
So,
like their managers literally clawing for any cash they can at the moment.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. So it's be interesting to see because there's a few on here that I've heard of, like Mastodon and Amon Amarth. I've definitely heard of them, but I haven't really heard of the other ones. But
no, that's gonna be my question to you, Aaron, because obviously you know me, I don't really listen to music at all, let alone metal. I know you're quite a metalhead yourself. I wasn't sure whether or not. I wasn't really sure how big these bands are in general. I know, like from what I've heard online, that people seem to know, like sort of like say a handful of them each.
Yeah.
So I know they're definitely not like nobodies. They're not just like they've just wandered up to the local sort of, like music shop and just pulled down a flyer of a metal gig or something.
Yeah.
They've clearly got like real bands on there, and I think it's just cool, good reach. Who knows? Like if you're a big Mastodon fan, you saw the video come out, you might think, "Oh, let's see what this is," and I don't know, we might get a couple of fans like the Walking Dead thing. We might get a couple new fans, and good for it. I think. Always happy to see it grow.
Yeah, and I think culturally as well, the people that are into sort of metal and rock music like to express themselves in alternative ways, and alternative ways is probably Magic the Gathering, gaming, geek, being a geek. I think it's just an outlet that is that could be fairly similar. So it's that's fair enough that they've done it. But
yeah, I think I heard from someone that apparently at least one of the members of Mastodon is quite a big geek. So possibly that's how the connection got made there. I don't know for sure.
Yeah. But I'm a metalhead. I'm also a geek. That's a good ratio.
Exactly. And then just coming up next, we just got all the other people that are getting stuff.
Yeah.
Our name's not on the list yet, but
not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, loads though. There's plenty. And next up, we've got the showcase cards.
Yeah, these look good.
So we've got a sweet new frame here that you can see. So they want the legendary cards to be set in the set was metal-inspired Vikings showcase treatment. So the Kaldheim is filled with legendary cards, including modal double-faced gods. So that's a nice little bit of information for us.
That is good. Yeah, obviously we've got one god spoiled so far, but to know that there's going to be more gods that are double faced is going to be interesting. So we can't wait to see what they are. But yeah, that art looks awesome. It's like proper runic style.
Yeah. And so this card, Magda Brazen Outlaw, 1 and a red for a 2/1 dwarf berserker. Other dwarves you control get +1/+0. When a dwarf you control becomes tapped, create a treasure token. Sacrifice 5 treasures, search your library for an artifact or dragon card, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So that's pretty good for 2 mana.
Yeah, that is pretty good. I love how it's got tribal synergies as well for dwarves.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to get a bit of a tribal set here. So that's good.
Yeah. I know I always say, let's not spend too much time on a card, but let's have a look at all the synergies with this. You could look at the vehicles. Whenever you could make a dwarf become tapped because of driving a vehicle, you get treasures.
Yeah, I forgot about that from the old Kaladesh dwarves.
And there's going to be vehicles in the set as well. We'll come to discover. And also sacrifice 5 treasures, search library for an artifact or dragon card. Dragon will also throw back to our speculations on the Kraken episode, which was 10 episodes ago, where we envisioned, I think it was the Nidhogg, wasn't it? The Nidhogg's a big dragon from Norse mythology. So hopefully these dwarves searching for the Nidhogg or whatever the dragon of the set is a good potential for the Nidhogg or the Nidhogg representative being in the set as well.
Yeah, and I do like the dragon in the artwork. That's
Yeah,
the one I want to get. I want to find out what that is.
yeah,
I think it's cool.
yeah. So yeah, pretty decent.
So there's just a bit of discussion on how they made the frame.
Mm-hmm.
And then next up we've got Kaya. We have the card. And she's got her old blades in these artwork.
Yeah.
Little daggers.
Yeah.
So she must have only recently arrived. And as we sort of thought maybe, she's now 5 mana.
Mm-hmm.
She's got bigger. And I'd argue better. So I'll read it out.
I was speaking to Josh about this, and he just loves all aspects of this card. It's got everything. This card.
Yeah, well, I'll speak about that after I've read this card out.
Yeah.
So it's Kaya the Inexorable
mm-hmm.
for 3 white and a black, 5 loyalty to begin with. +1, put a ghost form counter on one target non-token creature. It gains when this creature dies or is put into exile. Return it to its owner's hand and create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Pretty good for a +1.
Amazing.
-3, just exile target non-land permanent.
Brilliant.
Absolutely incredible removal.
Yeah.
And then -7, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may cast a legendary spell from your hand, from your graveyard, or from among cards you own in exile without paying its mana cost. So, yeah, we all know why Josh likes it then.
Yeah.
Casting from exile.
Yeah. And it's a shame because the audience will never see the game that we played with Josh's custom commander, but the tales and the myths of this card will forever be prevalent. But yeah, it was
Just show Josh this. This is how you create a card like that's balanced, playable, and it's not absolutely game warping. But hey,
I did. So the story was basically Josh could have a Teferi's protection on repeat every single turn with his commander. So as a result of seeing this emblem, I was like, "Oh no, this can't be it. This can't happen." But then luckily, Teferi's protection is just an instant, so you wouldn't be able to do it. You wouldn't be able to do it with this. You could only cast legendary. Legendary spell?
So anything legendary.
Yeah,
and it has to be a cast, so it can't be a legendary land.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be legendary artifact, enchantment, creature, planeswalker.
And there are some legendary sorceries as well, isn't there? But you wouldn't be able to...
Oh, yes, sorcery, yes.
You could cast them if you had Kaya out because you have to control a legendary permanent, don't you? Legendary planeswalker or something. But yeah.
So yeah, I think this is good.
Yeah, I do.
I'm not really sure what deck you're trying to do here. I guess something that makes the most out of the +1. Sorry.
Well,
and the -3 just to sort of make sure you've got removal on tap whenever you need it. Every third turn.
Yeah, I mean, it's brilliant because it gives you that +1 is basically a form of protection for any creature on your side of the field. It just goes back to your hand and you get a 1/1. So it just replaces itself, basically. The body is still left behind in the form of a 1/1 white spirit with flying as well. It gets wings. And then you just cast your, like if you put a ghost form counter on your commander, you're evading that command attacks as well because it just goes back to your hand.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Exile target on land permanent. Yeah, that's brilliant. You just take care of anything, and then obviously the emblem is just stupid, really. Hand graveyard or from cards from among exiles. You can just keep sort of refreshing legendary spells, which are going to be powerful.
So yeah, I think it's great and. There's going to be 4 planeswalkers in the set.
Yeah.
This one, I'm definitely excited to see what the other 3 are.
Yeah. If they can replicate this power in some shape or form, if Tybalt has got the same level as power of this, but just in a different avenue, I just cannot wait for that.
Yeah. I think it's good. Like, it doesn't... I don't know. I'm sure it probably is busted, but I can't see anything like that. It's too ridiculous.
No.
And like I said, I can just see the +1 being very annoying to deal with.
Yeah.
Like I say, if you're just in combat, you swing... I could just block it. I get a 1/1, so I can definitely block it again next turn.
Yeah.
Just to chumper, but then I can also recast whatever it is. If it's got an ETB, obviously fantastic, or any sort of value. It's a great little value engine.
Yeah, if you get that in limited, you're loving life.
Yeah, that's gonna be lovely.
Yeah,
can't wait to never actually open it.
Yeah. Cool.
What else have we got? Borderless pathways and redacted. So I don't.
Yeah.
There's something else coming in borderless. So you get a nicer, more full art version.
Yeah, they look lovely.
So yeah, very good. Of the lands, we know we're getting the other 4 of those. We got 6 in Zendikar Rising. So there's the other 4 of the pathways here.
Mm-hmm. What I will say as well is on those pathway cards, there's a lot of them with quotes from Inga Rune Eyes. I reckon that's the squirrel.
You reckon?
Yeah. Listen, the trees tell tales of their ancestors in the whisper song of leaves. It could be the squirrel because he's running up and down the tree.
Yeah. Trust in the path, and it will bear you to safety. Ooh.
Could be the squirrel, but then again, it could also be the character that's actually in the artwork. To be fair.
Yeah. But Rune Eyes does imply that someone just shoves some rocks in its eye. It's going to be like some sort of mystical being.
Yeah.
I feel like it's got to be
Yeah.
some sort of godly figure. I don't believe it's going to be immortal. Inca Rune Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully it is that squirrel.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. I will say for those who missed the last episode, one of the speculations was that we would have a legendary dragon, which is the Nidhogg that sits at the bottom of the tree, a legendary squirrel which runs up and down the tree of life, and then the legendary eagle who is at the top of the tree. Basically, there's 3 creatures in Norse mythology of that nature. So hopefully we get those.
Yeah, and they're sort of balanced, aren't they? Sort of across the the worlds. And then we've got some 2 new cards here.
Yep. And these are very, very tribal based, these 2.
Yes. So yeah, we've got Pyre of Heroes. So a 2-mana artifact. You can pay 2 and tap it and sacrifice a creature. Search your library for a creature card that shares a creature type with the sacrificed creature and has converted mana cost equal to 1 plus that creature's converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery.
Yeah.
Oh!
Brilliant.
It was almost perfect. It would be too good if you could do it instant speed.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what Birthing Pod does, isn't it? Yeah.
So it is a sort of more fixed version.
Yeah. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
Well, no, you could pay Phyrexian mana, couldn't you, with the Birthing Pod? But it's still, was it Phyrexian mana and 3, I think. But yeah, this is still really good.
And this, you have to get something with convert mana cost 1 more.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of these things, it's like, you can get 1 more, like, or sort of that much or less.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get something with a similar power level. But just for this, you're gonna have to build the deck in a way that you want to chain up. You want to make sure
you know what you're getting.
Yeah. It's be interesting to see there. And then if you've got Realm Walker there.
This is quality.
So yeah, it's 2 and a green for a shapeshifter, and the return of Changeling.
Mm-hmm.
So it's every creature type. And as it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. And then you may look at the top card of your library anytime, and you may cast creature spells from the chosen type from the top of your library.
Awesome.
And it's a 2/3. And he's got some weird face. I don't like to be nasty about people, but that it's like a pig with tusks and then antlers.
Well, it's all sorts, isn't it?
Yeah. Is that like a long tail coming out the back? I don't know.
Hence Changeling.
It's Changeling.
But this is brilliant because Insect Tribal with Thrish Nantuku Primus at the helm. This is card advantage for mono green insects, which is absolutely awesome.
This is what we nedded.
This is what I needed for mono green insect deck. So thank you.
But it is also everything I hate about the way they're doing Tribal now. So
what do you mean by that?
Just that, like, obviously this now just goes in any Tribal deck that has green in it.
All right, yeah.
No, like, it doesn't matter whether you're playing elves, allies, insects. Your deck's now 1 less. Like, that's 1 insect you'll take out for this. And this isn't insecty in any shape, apart from it's got high toughness.
No, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, it's like the changeling thing, the Morophon, the Boundless. It enters as a creature of your choice for the tribe that you're trying to build. So it's taking away that limitation again, because it can be everything, isn't it? It's like this is a 5-color commander just because it can be a 5-color commander.
Yeah.
That
Obviously,
sort of argument.
They are really good that they then help support like smaller tribes like the dwarves and
insects.
And insects. Yeah, like I said, that's a really good example. Like without cards like this, obviously, it makes it much harder for you to build those decks. But
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, definitely. It's just representing anything that you want it to represent, which is those certain underappreciated tribes are getting support in a way, but in another way they're not, because they can represent anything, which is a bit of a shame.
And I was just going to say about these big head statues and the fact that the one on the right seems to have been sliced in half.
Oh yeah.
What has sliced that in half? And why? Yeah. Anger? Jealousy?
Anger, jealousy, spite. All sorts.
I don't think it's affection.
It's definitely not. He's definitely cut his nose to spite his face there, isn't he, that one?
Oh! You made a funny. Oh, and next we've got the sagas.
The sagas are back.
And what is new about this saga, Aaron? Apart from the fact it's on Kaldheim, do you know?
It's a decent Boros card.
Correct. It's the first multicolored saga. Would you believe that?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Neither did I. Well, I saw someone say it, and I was like, no way is that true. And it was.
Oh, right.
So for 2 red and white, you get Saga, and its first ability, chapter, is that what you meant to call them?
Verse, isn't it? Verse counter? Oh, no, law counter. I don't know.
Anyway,
maybe.
The first step, exile the top 4 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards.
This is it. This is Boros's card advantage now. Until the end of your next turn, you get to play those cards.
Yep. So 4 mana, draw 4. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, especially in those colours. Colours.
And the fact that it's play means you can also use your lands if you get lands off it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, play those cards. Yeah,
so
brilliant.
Even less chance to waste anything there.
Yeah, that's it. That's a fix right there for red and white.
Yeah. I would like this to be the top end of an aggro deck in standard. That would make me quite happy.
Yeah.
It'd be so annoying to play against, I imagine, when they drop that and then just flood the field, but
yeah,
it'll be all right. And then chapters 2 and 3, whenever you cast a spell this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control.
Decent.
So obviously, so the first one, so you draw the 4 cards, you draw 4, and then on your next one, so you've got them 4 spells, or hopefully some spells in there to cast and put the counters on. That third one, hopefully you'll have something left to do and get some advantage out of it. Yeah, I think it's good. And I'm just trying to see what the artwork is on the right hand side. They look like sort of giants. That does look like a Nidhogg at the bottom, sort of dragon thing with a rune at the bottom.
Yeah.
Then they sort of 2 giants. I don't know. They look aggressive, and then some sort of knights / I don't know, Vikings at the top.
Well, yeah. I don't know what the Scalds are. The Scalds probably probably the giant race maybe of the plane, and this is maybe a fire and
showdown of the Scalds. I think we do know that. I think we'll come on to that in a bit.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, just going back to that card briefly, I think exile the top 4 cards of your library until the end of turn, until your end of your next turn. Sorry, you may play those cards. Basically, this is allowing you to have a guaranteed card draw or a land for white and red for 2 turns, because you play this. If you hadn't had a land drop for whatever reason, you play this. You can then play your land off the top, and then your other land off the top next turn. So it's still not ramp, is it? It's not
quite, but it definitely just helps smooth your mana out, sort of thing.
Yeah. And you exile the top 4 cards of your library. You don't have to then. They're not part of the draw, are they? So your draw is still separate to that. So yeah, I think it's the way forward for white and red.
Yeah, just had a message from Mr. Joshua Dunn. Custom card becomes reality. Heart. Guess it's time to build Oathbreaker, boys.
Yes, let's flog some more dead formats. Yeah.
Nice to see you, Josh. So I did say earlier, I wasn't sure if you were tuned in there, Josh, when I said that that's how you build a card that lets you play from exile without it being horrifically broken.
Yeah. Limit it to legendary cards only.
Yeah, and once per turn. But hey, if you wanted to do it continuously forever, and make Eldrazi in the process,
yeah,
we have fun.
Yeah, we have fun, don't we? Well, you didn't play in the game, Tom. You don't know.
I didn't. I was too scared, to be honest, Aaron. I heard what was happening, and I said, I want no part of this.
Yeah. Funny. We digress. Yeah, that is a very, very good card, though. I do like the way Boros is going. With the exile the cards on top of your library until your next turn, you can play them. That's awesome. The bits underneath is just extra gravy, really. Plus on counters.
Yeah, nice bit of bonus.
Yeah.
And it says here that 2 of the artists have carved their sagas from actual wood using tools and techniques inspired by Norse wood carving. So the artwork on 2 of the cards is going to be genuine, like a real wood carving sculpture. Which is always fun. So well done for them for getting really involved. I do like it. Magic cards, like the original coat of arms, is actually a it's like a mosaic, not mosaic. What's it called? Where you put like different things on top of each other.
I don't know
what the word is.
I don't know actually.
Collage, I think.
Oh
yeah. Looking for.
Yeah.
So yeah, is that what other cool information have they given us? Have I missed some more fun stuff? I doubt it.
Nothing about the Scolds, no?
Scolds. Oh, that's what we were going to look at on here.
Yeah, because that Boros card is... see that Scolds sing his heroic deeds.
What?
Doesn't say what they are, does it?
No. And of course, he'll have many more future chances to make sure that the Scolds sing of his heroic deeds across 1,000 planes. What is that? What's it called? The Fall of
Showdown
of the Scolds.
Yeah.
So that. Yeah, I don't know. Scolds. Gods, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Down of the gods.
Maybe it is the gods, yeah.
But
we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully.
Not on this podcast, but maybe the next one.
Yeah. So what's in the collector boosters? A rare saga, a foil card, an extended art card, a foil rare or mythic, and 1 non-foil, 1 foil showcase uncommon. Oh, right, yes. Sorry, I couldn't read it properly. These can be 12 different legendary cards, each featuring the showcase Viking frame. And then we've got Halvar, God of Battle.
Yeah, this I'll read this one out. I think this is really good. I've recently built a Jeskai deck. It was the first Jeskai deck I've built, and it's red, white, and blue, which is what Jeskai is, and it's equipments. And I think there's going to be a lot of equipments in this set. And I think all of the gods might even be, we were speaking about Thor's hammer, so-and-so's sword. It's going to be maybe so-and-so's spear or bow or axe or something. I think each god is going to be a double-faced card with a weapon on the other side.
That makes sense. That's sort of like their little theme.
Yeah, so you have Halvar, god of battle, blah, blah, blah. Well, Thor, let's say, god of the blah, 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 who has a hammer on the other side, and so on. But yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. But yeah, Halvar, god of battle, on his front face is a legendary creature god for white, and 2. And he's a 4/4. And he's not a god that has a devotion, so he comes in as a 4/4, which is good. There's no caveats to making him become a creature.
No. But also, likewise, doesn't have any sort of indestructibility or recursion.
No, so he is a bit of a target. So if he's out, creatures you control that are enchanted or equipped have double strike. So that's absolutely brilliant for Boros equipment decks or Jeskai equipment decks, which is what I've got now. And at the beginning of each combat, you may attach target aura or equipment attached to a creature you control to target creature you control. So you can just switch all of the auras and equipment to any of your forces that are out on the battlefield, which is quite good.
You can only switch one each time.
Yeah, one each time.
Yeah.
That just ensures that all of your creatures that are out all have a aura or equipment attached, so they then have access to the double strike ability. But then you can also play Halvar, God of Battle, as his flip card, which is only 1 white and 1 other, and that's the Sword of the Realms, which is on the picture with the serpent earlier, I think.
I think it is. I think this is the sword that we saw.
Yeah, so I think this is the big sword that we saw in the previous artwork. But yeah, this is 1 white and 1 other. So this is the flip side. So you can play this down as a legendary artifact equipment, which then gives the equipped creature +2/+0 and vigilance. So it just gives them a little bit of a power buff, as well as the ability to have them up to block if they do attack, which is pretty good in equipment decks because you'll be tapped out otherwise because you'll be swinging every turn most of the time. And the equip cost of 1 and a white, so it's not too bad to equip it to something. But then whenever the equipped creature dies, return it to its owner's hand. So it's like a way of protecting your commander, giving it a buff and vigilance. So that's also brilliant.
Yeah, and obviously there's the second thing we've seen now that says when it dies, return it to its owner's hand.
Yeah.
And I've got a feeling there's a few more cards that say similar stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of I just feel like it's gonna be quite recursive.
Mm-hmm.
Or definitely there might be like a mini a theme within maybe a certain color combination. Maybe the white-black theme is this real sort of just constant recursion and just endless value.
Yeah, I think that's another avenue white can go down to become more powerful is the fact that if your stuff dies, it just goes back to your hand, so it's always a constant threat. So it just gives you that sort of immortality factor as a white player. Could be a good route to go down. I think that's done that really well. I'm looking forward to putting that in white equipment decks, that card.
I must say that I am a little bit underwhelmed by it. Going from this artwork... Oh, sorry, just going up to it.
Yeah.
What's that sword going to do? Oh, that's super powerful. That's going to be amazing. What does it do? Give it +2/+0 and vigilance. Oh.
And immortality, I guess. Is it the same sword? Can you go back onto the other picture? Is it definitely the same sword?
I
don't think it is. It looks very...
No, different hilt, isn't it?
Different hilt, yeah. So maybe
it could be like a myth, couldn't it? People talk about it. Oh, it looks like this. Different looks like it's got the same blue, like glowing blue blade.
Yeah,
that's the same.
What about the Halvar God of War? What is it? Is he wielding the same sword?
He's got it. He's got it in hand.
Yeah, so maybe it's just...
But it could just be, like I say, if it's Legends, people are talking about this sword and people don't really know. And some people draw it one way.
Yeah.
But anyway,
if it is supposed to be the big sword in front of the serpent, then yeah, I guess it's probably underrepresented as to what it would be. But we could see that sword yet, I think, maybe.
Yeah. But no, either way, it's still going to be good. And one thing I did realise with these, obviously, if you're playing it in standard, obviously if you've got 4 copies, obviously normally 4 copies of a legendary is risky. You end up having 2 in hand and things. But obviously this is really good because you can play him as the creature, draw the second one, or I'll just play him as the sword.
Yeah.
And obviously they synergizes together. The fact that he cares if someone else is equipped.
It's brilliant, yeah. And then he can just, when he dies, well, when the equipped creature dies, return it to his owner's hand. You return it to your hand, then you can just play him back as a sword again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you just have multiple swords of the realms out at the same time.
Well, they're legendary as well, so you can't have 2 of them.
Oh, can you not have same? You can't have 2 equipments of the same name.
Not if it's legendary.
Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I guess then. Yeah.
But still, you can just keep recasting him as a god.
Yeah. Unless you had the new Commander Legends character, Sakashima of a thousand faces, where the legend rule doesn't apply.
Exactly. There we are. We've broken the system, but
And
then that's only in Commander.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have two of the same card. And...
that's true. Yeah. So just move on swiftly from that.
What we've got here: booster fun on MTG Arena. I'm mentioning the digital frames.
Cool.
I think that's just how they look on Arena.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All good stuff.
All good stuff. Looks nice.
And there's this fella again.
What, the Realm Walker?
Is that the same one? Yeah, Realm Walker. Yeah.
Yeah.
That must be the regular art instead of the full version.
Yeah. Again, he's in front of the helmets, isn't he? The faces.
Yeah.
So what are they? Are they dead gods or graves of dead gods, or what are they? I don't know. That's a
good point, isn't it? Yeah, it could be like giants.
Yeah.
Have been killed. Or just statues, or
yeah.
But yeah, they look good. I think I do like these full art ones. These this new showcase frame.
Yeah, I do.
Another good one. I'll be happy to be picking them up if I can.
Yeah, definitely. Very nice.
So next up, we've got the two new Planeswalkers.
Lovely.
First, Tyvar Kell. He is an elf and he is muscle bound.
Yeah.
You need no more. He has striking auburn hair and tattoos resembling a snake, because apparently the elves worship a cosmos snake.
Oh, there you go.
Clarifying your your thoughts, your theories that there's going to be one. So got a big old sword there as well.
Yeah, he looks pretty menacing.
This article's quite good. It gives us quite a bit of sort of background story to the general sort of world of Kaldheim. It says about like a war between gods or something. So plane of warriors that post their great deeds.
The yearn to die heroically in battle. Yep, that's all about the Valhalla.
Exactly. That's how they want to get there.
There we go.
Long ago, the elves were known as Einir, gods of all the realms in Kaldheim. However, they were defeated by upstarts called the Skoti, who became the current pantheon of gods you'll meet in the set and story. After their defeat, the leaders of the Eldish Einir were imprisoned inside trees, and the race was split into two clans. Wood Elves, green aligned, and Shadow Elves, black aligned.
Dark Elves.
Exactly. These two factions were alienated from each other for ages until recently, when an elf named Harold united the warring clans and named himself king. The elves are looking to reclaim some of their lost glory, and the reunification of their societies is a step toward that goal. Bringing that background to Tyvar, our task was to find ties between these two world-building elements and the universal themes Lake mentioned earlier. So that's a bit of background there about the war between the Einir and then the new gods, the Skoti or Scotty. So and Tyvar is the younger brother of King Harold, but apparently he isn't jealous of him, and he uses it as he just thinks it makes him just as good. He's charismatic and cocky and arrogant, and he's. So it'd be interesting to see. He's not, even though he's clearly going to be black and light. I guess he's going to be green-black, and I guess it's going to be the elves going to try and retake the throne again. They're going to try and become gods again, I guess. But he doesn't seem to just be out and out evil. It does seem to be quite like a fun, balanced character with a lot of depth to it.
Yeah. I mean, he looks quite powerful as well. Reminds me of Tasiga.
Yeah. So a lot of people were saying the shirtless planeswalker could just be Oko again in disguise.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've he's particularly muscly, powerful. Yeah, I just think quite fun. Here's the thing about tattooed.
One above that as well.
Yeah, Tyvar's serpentine tats are a reference to the cosmos serpent Coma. All elves on Kaldheim all share a reverence for Coma, and many elves wear clothing that reflects that reverence, from hair braided to look like scales to woven designs and actual snakeskin. We knew Tyvar would want to reinforce this connection, so his tattoos are a visual tied to that cultural heritage, with the twin dagger shapes in addition to his double-bladed sword, a representative of snake fangs and the ability to spring forward and strike.
I didn't even know the serpent had a name.
Yep, so yeah, we've got Coma. We know the name, so that's one step closer to getting a card.
Yeah.
We're surely going to get something, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh, that's it, yeah. And down here it describes what his powers are. So his close combat fires is his ability to transmute his own body and the environment around him. He can change natural substances, including himself, into other natural materials, provided that they are close by. This makes him especially aware of the natural world around him, and he has a special knack for using the environment to his advantage. He might cover himself in stony armor for protection, sprout thorns to escape a grapple, or even coat himself in molten lava, provided there was some handy, of course. Alternatively, he might also cause the same lava to cool, creating an obsidian path across treacherous terrain, or causing the earth beneath an opponent's feet to sprout thorns. Again, he just loves sprouting thorns.
Yeah.
These are just examples. Tyvar's abilities are very flexible, but limited by what kinds of natural terrain immediately at hand. That makes Tyvar a natural improviser in combat, and he relishes the creativity battle requires. That sounds like a real fun, developed character. That would be a cool ability to see in action.
Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of there was a character on X-Men First Class. Basically, he had the power to adapt to any sort of situation. Again, yeah, if he was in a cold environment, he can make himself warm. If he was in a warm environment, he can make himself cold and all that sort of stuff. So this is basically using the terrain to then morph his powers around him, basically, which is quite cool. So yeah, reminds me of that. But the possibilities are endless for that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it says he can also share these buffs with his allies.
Yeah.
So that'd be good. So yeah, I think generally sounds like quite a good, interesting character.
Yeah.
Hopefully not
another Roko.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, hopefully this is on a similar sort of thing of the Kaya we just saw, and it would just be good fun. Hopefully it's just a good new direction.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to see new Planeswalkers, new characters.
Talking of new Planeswalkers, new characters, welcome to Nico Aris.
Nico Aris.
And here they are.
Mm-hmm.
So Nico Aris is our first non-binary Planeswalker.
Yep.
So they use the pronouns they.
Mm-hmm.
And originally from Theros, training as an elite javelineer. Is that the word?
Javelineer, yeah, I guess, yeah.
And the story is they became not dissatisfied, but they didn't want the path carved out for them. There's it was sort of foretold that they would be a great athlete and that they'd win everything.
Yeah.
So they tried to sort of test how well fate works by deliberately losing. And the new god of fate we met in the last Theros set, Cloythos, is that the name? Cloythos?
God of Destiny, yeah.
Yeah, she was obviously not happy about that.
No.
So hunted Nico down.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so causing their Planeswalker spark to ignite.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so they've got this javelin ability. There's more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think again looks quite different. It's they're blue aligned. I don't know if there's a secondary color to that. That's the only one they sort of directly mention in the set in this article.
What color is Clothis? Red and green, isn't it? Red and green.
Yes.
Yeah.
There they are. Clothos. Clothis. Yeah, Clothis.
Yeah, I like that story though. How the fact that Nico just wanted to create their own destiny.
Yeah. So as it is, early in Nico's life, an oracle foresaw a great future. They were destined to be a great athlete, undefeated, and never miss a shot. And yeah, Nico decided to challenge fate itself. To the shock of many, purposely lost a competition and realized that they could control their own fate, set them on a new path, and the young planeswalker seeking to become a true hero like they'd always dreamed. So yeah, they wanted to be more. They wanted to be more than just a famous athlete. They wanted to be a hero, and then realized that yeah, they can still do it. There's not one set way.
Yeah, they just wanted to literally create their own path in life.
So then it says here, Clothos's agents were sent after many people who dared to defy their destiny, including Nico. Their defiance in that final competition was too much, and an agent was sent to guide them back onto their true path. During the confrontation, Nico's spark ignited, and in a moment of fear and rebellion, they planeswalked away from the reach of anyone on Theros.
That's good. That's really, really good storyline. I like that.
And yeah, the javelins, as you can see up here, it's a very mirrored thing, and they can. I find that basically they can make things move. They can trap people in the glass and temporarily.
Yeah, maybe some sort of like oblivion ring style effect.
That sort of thing. But so yeah, Nico can conjure shards of mirror-like magical energy, which they can shape into throwable weapons of various sizes. These can, of course, serve as multiple piercing spears or daggers, but they have another exciting property. Each shard can be imbued with the power to absorb the first living being it touches, other than Nico, maintaining them in an extra-dimensional space for a limited time. They can trap an enemy at a crucial point in battle, hold someone for questioning, or even whisk an ally out of danger. Once inside, the target is trapped for a short time, unable to affect the world. Is phasing coming back?
Yeah, possibly. Phasing, just seizing things to exist for a limited time, or maybe some sort of like pacifism style effects where they just can't do anything, like attack or block. But yeah, phasing could come into it, I guess.
They can be seen and spoken to as though through a thick pane of glass, but that's it. The shards can't hold anyone forever, though. A normal person might be able to break out in minutes, but if Nico went up against a powerful foe, it may only be a few seconds. In a story, you might see Nico smuggle an ally in secret while appearing to be alone, or throw a shard containing an ally across a battlefield. Imagine Nico missing and throwing a shard behind an enemy, only to have Garruk or Ajani burst out and flank their foe. Well, I can't wait for that to happen in the books. Well, stories online.
Yeah.
This power could be used to trap an enemy just long enough to toss the shard into a jail cell. So I hope all these things do happen in the story.
Yeah.
And we want a power set that would enable Nico to use creative, both their cleverness and their physical prowess. Nico is an athlete first and a mage second. We want to create a set of abilities that are affected. And yeah, like, because sort of when I was reading through this and saw the picture, I was thinking, oh, it must be red aligned. But then, yeah, they sort of do make it clear that it's a blue character that wasn't about the typical knowledge-obsessed mage fans often expect. A common blue characteristic is never-ending pursuit of self-improvement, and what is a diligent athletic practice if not a quest for self-improvement? Nico's fitness, dexterity, and incredible aim come from years of practice and discipline. Even if they lost access to any magic whatsoever, they'd still be able to throw a javelin or whatever else was at hand with deadly accuracy.
Nice.
Yeah, I think, yeah, again, both of these do seem to be good, well-rounded characters.
Hopefully that coincides with the fact that they are trying to sort of improve on their story elements with the upcoming switch to weekly stories again. Hopefully they are trying to just sort of improve on that and giving us loads of awesome background on each new character that comes up.
Yeah, and I think that thing we mentioned last week about the Wizards saying that they've got that basically they're going to publish the stories they want to publish, and if a country doesn't allow certain themes or whatever to be published, they'll just not get it, and that's what happened. They won't sort of rewrite it for different audiences.
Oh yeah, maybe that's a reference to this because it's.
So I think, I think that's what it is. I think some countries still are backward enough that they don't allow even fiction and stuff to contain sort of non-binary characters, and they don't let people express themselves. And I think that's what that was in reference to specifically. They've made this character, and they knew that basically the whole world wouldn't be allowed to get the story, so they had to put it out there first.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, that's definitely what I was referencing to then.
Yeah. And like I said, a lot of this, like the rest of this article, goes on to talk about how they've designed the first non-binary character and stuff, and who they've spoken to about it, and how they've said that it's not a defining characteristic of Nico, but it is something that helps build their character. It's something that is part of their life, which is the same as other obviously non-binary people. And it gives them someone to look to, but not. It's someone they can sort of connect with, but not feel that it's the be all and end all. It's not the only thing this character has got is their status sort of thing. That it's.
Well, I was just telling their story of that. Their destiny was apparently they needed to be this character. Their path was supposed to be that of someone who was trying to make it in a sort of fighting arena, but they said no, I don't want to do that. I want to do this instead. They're just identifying with a different path instead of the one that was set out to them by a archaic godlike figure, basically.
Exactly, it's a perfect. I don't know, is it like a metaphor? I don't really know. I didn't.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, I think it's, again, just sounds like a great character and a really interesting set of abilities.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see whether that's phasing, whether that's pacifism or Oblivion Ring or whatever it is. Style effects.
Yeah, definitely. Excited to be reading the stories. I thought we were going to get one today, but it doesn't seem like we have. Still
no Tybalt. Tybalt is confirmed, but no card or story behind him yet, or why he's there.
No. This is something new. Set and theme booster, additional cards in Kaldheim.
Yeah.
So there's some cards that won't appear in the draft packs, but they will be standard legal and legal in anything that Kaldheim is legal in.
Right.
So these are only in the set boosters and theme boosters. And there's quite a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean in Theros and I think it was Theros actually. Theros and Ikoria and stuff. I think there was only one card that was different, I think.
Yeah, I think didn't we get like the Planeswalker decks, and each one of them had like 2, maybe 3 cards that weren't in the main set, but they were very much focused on commander gameplay.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about the box toppers where?
No, I think I was thinking of Theros, because in Theros you had the Serpent of Yawning Depths, you had Demon of Loathing, you had and some other cards as well that were literally you could only get them in the theme boosters. There's only one.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I do remember them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I think they're just, expanding that more, and by the look of it, making them a bit better.
Yeah.
They seem quite playable if we go through them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've got, and also they seem quite tribal themed. So we got Valkyrie Harbinger, 4 white for a 4/5 Angel Cleric, flying lifelink. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain 4 or more life this turn, create a 4/4 white Angel creature token with flying and vigilance. Fantastic.
Yep. Pretty good. I mean, it's very, very old school white. Like you have to trigger the abilities if you gain 4 or more life or gain some life, you get this, which is quite an old standard white thing. But 4/5 flying lifelink is going to get you that triggered ability at the end step each turn, because it's got lifelink, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I like the flavor text as well. Where she flies, the light of Starnheim shines. So Starnheim is probably the Valhalla light that we saw in the previous artwork.
Yeah.
The light of Starnheim shines. So that's probably their Valhalla, I expect.
Yeah, that sounds feasible.
Yeah.
I agree. Like that makes sense. That's hopefully that's what that is.
Yeah.
Next,
this one's quite good. The Giant Wizard.
Yeah, he sounds good.
Surtand Elementalist, blue, and 5 for an 8/8 Giant Wizard. As an additional cost to cast, the Surtand Elementalist, reveal a giant card from your hand or pay an extra 2 colorless mana. So, yeah, that alludes to giants being a thing in the set. And then whenever it attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. So, yeah, that's pretty good. If you get this guy out in a sort of limited or sort of sealed environment, it's going to be pretty backbreaking.
It's not in a draft booster, Aaron.
That's true. Talking trash yet again. Next.
But exactly like I said, I don't really know I don't know how they've designed these, and I don't know how. Are these sort of like the B class ones? Do they they're not quite what we want in the set, but they're a cool design.
Yeah.
So let's just include them here. I don't know. But
yeah, the culture of what's good and what's chased now is just so different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where the theme boosters is where we will see the sort of 9-drop big rare demons now, I reckon.
Yeah.
If there's ever going to be big demons again, which I hope there is in the future, this is where we're going to see them in these theme boosters, I reckon. Not the actual sets or anything else. It'll be in these. Because these are just big, dumb cards, aren't they, really?
Yeah. But good fun ones.
Yeah. What's the next one?
Cleaving Reaper. So 3 black for a 5/3 Angel Berserker. So yeah, you've had the Angel Cleric just a minute ago, and here's the Berserker. Flying and Trample. Pay 3 life, return it from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only if you had an Angel or Berserker enter the battlefield under your control this turn. So yeah, again, very recursive.
And Berserker as well. That this cares about Berserkers entering the battlefield or Angels. Maybe there's more of Berserker sort of subclass, which could be in the D&D set, because that's a class in D&D is Berserker.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's completely different to that. Is this the first Berserker though? Have we had Berserkers before?
We've had similar things in Barbarians, but I don't think we've.
Right. Yeah, if I've spelt that right, there aren't any.
Oh no, you miss the R out of the Berserker.
Oh, yeah.
Berserker. What have we got?
Oh, there's millions of them.
Absolutely loads of them.
Oh god, there's going to be so many times to activate this.
Oh my goodness.
Of course there are. There's so many of these famous Berserkers. I don't know.
Berserker allies as well.
Lovely.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see some use for that then.
Another giant, Surtland Flinger. So that must be a type of giant.
Yeah.
Surtland Flinger. So 3 red for a giant Berserker. Here we are, another Berserker. 4/6. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, it deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any target. If the sacrificed creature was a giant, Surtland Flinger deals twice that much damage instead.
Cool. Yeah. Basically a fling on a creature. If you fling in giants to someone, it's going to do double damage. So that's quite good.
Victory before camaraderie. That's a good motto to live by.
Yeah. Screw you, I'm chucking you at the enemy. Brilliant.
Ooh, this is I just read the flavor text on Cleaving Reaper. I won't pollute my blade with your blood, demon. You'll die by your own axe. So
interesting.
There we are.
Is there a demon in the set then?
There must be some sort of demon then. That's
oh baby.
Here we come. And then so we've got Canopy Tactician, Elf Warrior. Other elves get +1/+1. Tap to add 3 green. That seems pretty good.
Yeah, right. It's pretty good.
I know it's high end, but I don't know. I do feel. I don't know. I think I could build some fun little deck with that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the elf ball decks and elf decks as well. Will a lot of the elves that come out can activate abilities as though they had haste. That's one of their things that they try and get the elves to do, is be able to activate their abilities straight away. And this will just, if you play this on turn 4, your next turn is going to be very explosive. Well, even this turn is going to be explosive. You can tap and add 3 more green, which could result in 2 or 3 more elves coming out and activating their abilities. Yeah, it could be good. And it just gives buffs all your creatures as well, which is lovely.
Next, we've got Dwarf tribal support in Armed and Armored.
Yeah.
1 and a white for an instant. Vehicles you control become artifact creatures until the end of turn. Choose a dwarf you control. Attach any number of equipment you control to it.
Not bad.
So yeah, and then that is in the picture a dwarf in a full Hulkbuster Iron Man outfit.
Literally,
ready.
yeah. Literally, he's ready to do battle with the Hulk himself. That is the certain flinger. They're dwarves are going up against giants. That's pure David and Goliath. That is
exactly. That is a good shout. Starnheim, was that we had? No, that was certain. Starnheim Aspirant. 2 and a white for a human cleric 2/2. Angel spells cost 2 less to cast. Boom. That's the tribal support you want for big things like angels.
Yeah.
That's really good.
That's basically like an Urza's incubator for angels.
Yeah.
So it does make angel spells your opponent's cast also cost 2 less, as I've figured out recently from Urza's incubator.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is pretty good. A lot of angels are big high CMC stuff, so that's going to bring that cost down a lot.
And this here does confirm your suspicions on the flavor text. I do not fear death. I know my soul will rise to Starnheim, where I will feast forever among Valkyries and heroes. Can you say the same?
There you go.
So Starnheim is their Asgard. Was it called
Valhalla?
Asgard? Valhalla.
Yeah.
Heavenly place.
It is.
And here's War Chanter Scold. So we were talking about Scolds earlier, and this is a dwarf cleric. So I still don't think we really know what Scold is.
Maybe it's a cleric or like a seer of some sort, like maybe tying into the foretell mechanic. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, do you think it's like a cross between like a cleric and a like a bard from sort of D&D, like someone that sort of
sings
the stories and things.
Sings and songs and stuff. Yeah, maybe.
So that's what I sort of pieced together.
Yeah.
Whenever it becomes tapped, if it's enchanted or equipped, create a 2/1 red dwarf berserker creature token. Who will be the hero of my tale?
That's quite good, especially in Boros equipment decks, where if you want to make this become tapped, if it's enchanted or equipped, it probably will be. You'll get another creature that you can add and equip. Then they can equip stuff to again. So a good little token creator for equipment decks. Quite nice.
Yeah. Next up, another great thing for the Angel Tribal, and that's a 2-mana Angel, Youthful Valkyrie. For 1 and a 3, Angel Flyer. Whenever another Angel enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Youthful Valkyrie. That seems really good.
Yeah.
It's your early play, and then by the late game, it is still useful, relevant, and powerful.
Yeah, very good. It's not quite your Sarah Ascendant. Sarah Ascendant is the 1 white flying life link, but if you have 30 or more life, it gets +5/+5 for 1 mana. That's
not
pretty
bad,
ridiculous.
But we can't all have it.
No, we can't all have it. Got a couple of.
Well, just look at this Giant's Grasp. So 2 blue for an aura. Enchant giant you control. When Giant's Grasp enters the battlefield, gain control of target non-land permanent for as long as Giant's Grasp remains on the battlefield. I sort of feel like that should be a less CMC. I feel like the fact you have to play giants, like, is that not enough of a drawback? And then I sort of like, but I like it. It's a good flavor. Just a big giant that's got a powerful spell, and Behave and you'll be a fine pet. Bite me in your ammunition.
That's pretty good. No, I do like it. It's weird because it comes out and it effectively, well, yeah. If you don't have a giant, it does nothing. You can't play it. Enchant giant you control. You can't do anything else with it, can you? You can't use it as a cantrip. You have to enchant a giant. It doesn't do anything to your giant. It doesn't give it any buffs. It just literally enchants it, and then it's a removal spell for as long as it remains on the battlefield. It's just a very strange design, but yeah, it's quite cool.
But very flavorful. I think that's just I think that's just more the flavor of it. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, just fun little tribal support. Well, not even really support, just tribal nonsense, really.
Tribal nonsense. There you go.
Yeah.
Tribal nonsense. Any other stuff that stands out on this page?
Just this elf cleric, I thought. Just the mono black elf.
Mono black dark elves, yeah.
Yeah, not really, but just when it dies, return another target elf card from your graveyard to your hand. Again, just more and more of that recursion in black. It just seems absolutely constant.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of nice ones there. Another Angel Berserker.
Oh, yeah. So when it enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. If at least one Angel card is milled this way, you gain 4 life.
Nice.
We've got equipment there. It gets +1/+1 for each dwarf equipment and or vehicle you control. Yeah, good in the dedicated deck.
Yeah.
Talking of vehicles, Gilded Assault Cart. What's not to love? And it is 1 red for a 5/1 trample. And it's got crew cost of 2, and you can sacrifice 2 treasures to return it from your graveyard to your hand.
Yeah.
So yeah, just you keep smacking face with a big 5/1 wagon.
5/1 mining wagon, basically. Ridiculous. That's Elven Ambush is very, very good for elf decks. Create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token for each elf you control.
That could go bananas in elf decks.
Yeah, there is a commander elf deck coming out with this as well, isn't there? There's 2 commander products. You've got the spirit one and the elf one, which I think we mentioned previously last time. But yeah, this will go in any elf deck as well. But there is an elf deck to support it as well.
I think this Fire Giant's Fury sounds like a fun giant tribal card.
Yeah.
So target giant you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until the end of turn. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player this turn, exile that many cards from the top of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. So again, another impulse draw, but you're dealing some big damage there. +2/+2 and trample, obviously on a giant. So yeah, I think that sounds just a bit of fun. Like I said, all these things, like annoyingly, a lot of these cards I'm thinking they sound fun and just weird, so they'll be good for limited. But then, as we said, these aren't going to be in the limited packs. So
no,
I feel what these really are and what they'll be good for is casual standard players.
Yeah.
If you just want to build a bit of a jokey, just, oh, look, I've got some fun giant cards, I'll sling them together in a deck.
Yeah.
You'll have fun with it. And obviously, as long as you're playing with people on a similar power level. Yeah, that's what I think these sort of cards are really aimed at in the tribal fun.
Yeah, I do like them. They're just nice and janky, aren't they? But some of the feels, some of the mechanics on there, you think they should stick around for a while, like this whole until the end of your next turn thing. That you could see red and white doing more powerful things with that as time goes on, I think. Which is a nice little discovery.
Yeah. And this bottom card here I thought was quite good. And I was quite surprised to learn it wasn't in the actual set. So Rampage of the Valkyries, 3 white black for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, create a 4/4 white angel token with flying and vigilance. Then whenever an angel you control dies, each other player sacrifices a creature. So 5, like even if it only does it for that one, 5 mana for a 4/4 angel that when it dies, your opponent has to sacrifice a creature as well. That seems quite good. But then put it in a dedicated deck. It just seems really good. Put it in standard and have multiples of it. Your opponents won't have many creatures left.
No. Yeah, this is ridiculous in a black and white angel tribal deck. This is really, really good because you get a token every time you play Oh, no, sorry, you get a token when this enters, but then every creature you play, if it's a dedicated angel deck, basically means it's a Dictate of Erebos or Grave Pact.
Yeah.
For a tribal deck, which is great. Very good indeed.
Yeah, all good. Shall we have a little look at the teaser trailer?
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
That's next up. So this has just been released. If I make that full screen, can you still see this or not? Or does that?
Yeah, I can still see that. Yeah.
Can you hear it or not?
No, we can't hear it, unfortunately. But that's okay because it's copyright anyway.
Yeah, but anyway. So we're just looking at the artwork here. So there's the tree. This is what we reckon will be the Tree of Life.
Is that the elf bloke in there as well?
I was going to say, that does look like him, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
Spot. Maybe we should be freezing this more often. And I did just want to go back here. This is clearly someone important.
Yeah. Is he wielding the hammer as well?
I think
he...
Let's go again and try and pause it. He's wielding... Yeah, that's a good old hammer there.
Yeah.
So whether or not this is a god or a legendary creature, maybe in the set, could be sort of a rival to the elf planeswalker we just saw.
No, I reckon this is one of the. I reckon this guy is a rival. Well, not a rival. Whatever, like a comparison to the Halvan. Was it Halvan, God of War, God of the Battle, or whatever his name was? But this guy is going to be a modal double face card, which has a hammer on the other end rather than a sword.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think this is one of the other gods.
Yeah.
In fact, it's a hammer.
Yeah, like God, like
or red.
Yeah, like God of the Barge. There's a boat in the background or something. I don't
know. And I was just going to say about the purple sort of liquid that's sort of flowing through this stuff here.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll learn what this is. I don't know if that's important. It just sort of seems it to me. I don't know why. It just seems like
it's Kaya's ghost daggers.
Yeah, exactly. She's melted them down.
Yeah.
Re-smith them.
So yeah, we got all this. Unless this is who are these characters here?
Yeah. This could be Rune Eyes that you're on about. The blind so it could be that one, not the squirrel.
Yeah,
he could maybe shapeshift into a squirrel.
He's holding a skull with like runes floating around him.
Yeah.
So
some sort of prophet. So I think that might be the blue god.
And the god of knowledge or something.
Yeah. This one could maybe be the black god on the left.
Well, he's definitely got loads of snakes wrapped around him. Look at it. Look at his armor.
Snakes?
Looks like he's got something wrapped around him.
Yeah, it does look like snakes. Yeah, and they are. There's a lot of also just I was going to say tassels, but I don't know. He's not like an 80s cowboy.
Well, he might be.
Nice big shoulder pads.
Yeah, so he looks like a weird character as well. So I think these are all the gods, like the modal double face ones, maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right there because that could be his weapon. This staff. I'm not sure what the weapon is here. Maybe that's stone.
Maybe the skull or the skull. Maybe I don't know.
Just throw stone at opponent, deal 2 damage.
Like Togo from Commander Legends.
Yeah.
Here's the eagle.
Oh yeah, there's the eagle. Well done. Good spot.
So maybe there's an eagle
on the back of someone, and they look like that. They're sort of all growing out of their arms.
Yeah. So we do have an eagle who is on top of this god who's like getting all this weird bluey liquid filtered into him.
Yeah, sounds good. And I'll just say, what it's sort of saying in the background, it's just sort of talking about gods and a bit of Destiny sort of talk.
Yeah.
And peace. They just said peace then. But I doubt there's much peace. Probably a lot of war.
Loads of war.
Well, that's what gods do. Gods might bring peace, war. Here's the sword.
So this is the blade of the realms.
Yeah. That's definitely, though, like you said, that definitely looks like the artwork from the first bit we were just looking at, wasn't it? The one we haven't seen a card for yet. The sword that was in the ocean with the snake above it. And it definitely looks different to the sword
The god of battle
Yeah.
wielding. Yeah, it definitely does look different.
But whether or not, again, maybe it's just interpretation sort of thing. But
yeah.
Yeah, and it basically says it's just a very powerful weapon. The ability to protect all. Is that a Valkyrie there or something?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe another god character of some kind.
Yeah.
That's just a war. And there's that angry fella again. And it just said forged for a god, that sword. So maybe it's the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks good. Maybe he's the black god or something, or the red god.
Yeah.
Could be a god or...
He looks pretty raging, doesn't he? He's got the Rakdos helmet going on.
Yeah.
He's just wrecking havoc.
Everyone. And now, whose hand is this? Red, clawed. He's also chuckling right now. You can hear a little chuckle.
So that's Tybalt then.
This is Tybalt.
It's got to be.
And he just said, a weapon of unimaginable chaos. So...
Unimaginable chaos.
Yeah. Chaos to Tybalt is +2/+0 in vigilance.
Yeah. That's Tybalt. But also, on this as well, obviously you got the art. You got the art shot from what we looked at earlier. You got the tree. You got the snake round the tree.
Yeah.
And then you got the sword in front of it. That's a big old snake. Maybe the snake in this story is protecting the sword. Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just want to see that fucking snake.
Yeah. I really hope it's as good as it looks.
Yeah, it's got to be.
So you've got Tybalt here looking to cause some chaos.
Yeah.
Which me and you are always down for. We always love some chaos.
Yeah, it's just it's very much like Aquaman of the Justice League. Aquaman was always the one getting taken the piss out of. He's always getting jokes and memes made out of him, and then suddenly he has a ridiculous film with Jason Momoa, this big burly, long-haired, barbarian-looking bloke, is suddenly depicting Aquaman, and suddenly he's a badass.
Yeah,
Tybalt is going through the same thing now. He was the two-mana planeswalker who was absolutely trashed upon, and then got a bit of a rubbish reprint in War of the Spark, but now he's going to have some ridiculous abilities finally.
Yeah, they're going to push him. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, and he is definitely the most metal looking devil sort of rock and roll planeswalker you probably could get, because he's like, 666 party with the devil, that sort of stuff is very metal. So definitely a fitting planeswalker for the whole metal thing.
Yeah, and then you've got the hashtag here: raise your axe.
Raise your axe. Yeah. So yeah, looking decent. Yeah. And there's Jimmy and Josh from Command Zone on Commander Etiquette. There's a little video there. That's not related. And then we've got just some other cards, I guess, that was.
But I imagine most of these are what we've just discussed, apart from this one.
What's that?
So that's Sarulf, Realm Eater. 1 black and green for a legendary wolf. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Sarulf. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Sarulf has 1 or more +1/+1 counters on it, you may remove all of them. If you do, exile each other non-land permanent with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of counters removed this way.
That's ridiculous.
So, whenever a opponent controls is put into a graveyard on an exile. I was going to say, is it like an endless cycle thing where you take them all off, he kills everything, and then they all get put back on? But no, because they have to go to the graveyard, and he does specifically exile them when he kills them with the second ability. But no, that sounds pretty good.
No, it's good, yeah, because whenever a permanent owned by an opponent controls, that's a land, that can be a creature, enchantment, he gets a +1/+1 counter for each thing. It's very similar to Mazarek. So whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, he gets your whole team gets a +1/+1 counter. This is similar to that. So yeah, it's pretty decent. That second ability though is bonkers. Exiling non-land permanents. That's pretty good. Caring about exile again as well.
Yeah. As we said, though, thankfully, not green-white. so James can't play him. That's all we really care about wolves these days. As long as James can't play him.
We're all good with that.
But what I am actually quite excited for is this in standard with the black-green Garruk from Eldraine.
Is that still in standard, is it?
Yep, he's still there until next rotation. So we've got another year of that.
Interesting.
He's got some sort of like minor wolf synergy.
Yeah.
So whether there might be a full-on black-green wolves deck available.
Maybe.
Whether not just general good black-green stuff.
Well, black-green walls with the changelings and all that sort of stuff that are going to be in here. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's pretty decent.
Okay, so the real artwork for Halvar and the Sword of the Realms does show that it is the same sword. That's definitely the same hilt and everything now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, maybe so it's just the alternate.
This is more like sort of a mythological paint of it, and someone's obviously they weren't there to actually witness it. They've just drawn whatever the hell they felt like.
Yeah,
not getting the details right.
Yeah. Basically, that there, the showcase is just that artist depiction of that character.
Yeah.
Whereas the lore is more along the lines of the actual magic art that was commissioned.
And what I've just seen here in this, like there you can see the god is fighting this creature thing, the horns, and then this. It looks like that is the same creature that's been stabbed in the face by the sword.
It's not the serpent, is it?
It's not the serpent. Safe for another day.
Safe for another day. So that's probably the god then that's wielding the sword. Makes sense.
So that's quite a good picture of Halvar there. You can see.
But I don't know. Maybe there's a big spoiler in here somewhere. I think Halvar is not going to last very long. I think he's going to die straight away.
Just trips over a rock and dies.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's there like wielding his sword. Suddenly he trips over a rock, dies, and his sword's just there in the ground like that, and that's it. Tybalt comes and picks it up and just wreaks chaos upon the world of Kaldheim.
Yeah, it could be, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I might sort of guess on what the story is going to be. Obviously, we saw obviously the elves want to take over and fight with the gods. I think that's all going to happen, and that's that'll be the bubbling story of Kaldheim. Maybe Kaya's going to get involved with that somewhere. But then I think the overarching story will be that Tybalt's come and he's going to see this vie for power as an opportunity for him to steal the sword and just cause chaos. And that'll be like the bigger implication. That'll be the story that then carries on into the next set somehow and that'll impact things. But the sort of focus of the story as we see it while we're going through will be the battle between the god and the elves and stuff, and the dwarves and the giants and the berserkers and the angels and the Valkyrie and
that'll be the big epic battle between all the factions, and then obviously in the background there'll be some scheming little devil like trying to steal something or something.
And once they've all weakened themselves, they'll realize it's too late.
Yeah. Oh dear. And then Tybalt will be the reason for Ragnarok. So Ragnarok is basically the end of the world in Norse mythology. So maybe Tybalt causes Ragnarok.
We can only hope. There's some more good flavor text actually on the pathway cards.
Yeah.
Like on Slitherbore pathway, it says the Cosmos Serpent carved these tunnels, and its echo remains a twisting aura of ferocity and boundless growth. That's from Halgar Kenneth Wayfinder.
Ferocity and boundless growth. That's Slitherbore pathway and Darkbore pathway. So maybe the serpent's going to be black green as well, like the wolf, because the Cosmo wolf was spoiled in the miniatures that we saw.
That's the miniature we saw, wasn't it?
Yeah, so they've got the Cosmo Wolf, the Cosmo Serpent. So this is a good indication that Cosmo Serpent will also be in the set.
I doubt it'll be the same colours. I just feel it's too much, like, just to balance, particularly at the limit environment, but just to balance, also in standard, you wouldn't want to put all these powerful things all in the same sort of colour pair.
No, I guess not.
I think you'd want to spread them out somehow.
Yeah. No, that could be correct. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, going back to the pathways, I saw, there's an awesome piece of art for scroll up a little bit more. That one there, Mistgate Pathway.
This one? Or the other one?
The other one. The full art one.
This one here.
That literally looks like Finland with northern lights.
Yeah, and the northern lights are runes in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that is beautiful, that one, isn't it?
That is brilliant,
that is really nice.
That's my favourite art so far of this set. It's a shame it's the full art version. That's going to be ridiculously hard to get unless you buy it for a ridiculous price.
Well, because I opened the red-blue one in the Zendikar pack, and I thought, oh, that's good. This will buy me another couple of packs. Yeah. And I'm sure I looked, and it wasn't actually worth all that much. So I think you might be able to pick this up for not a horrendous price for your Jeskai deck, perhaps in blue-white. I
literally got the one you're talking about. Was it Riverglide Pathway? This one?
I think so. Yeah.
I got it in full art as well. Full art shiny.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, that's the one.
From the Zendikar Rising Collector Booster that I got in the gift set. That's really good. But yeah, I do love those lands. They're very, very nice. Very, very fancy.
Yeah, I do think they are quite good. They are nice artwork in them.
Yeah. Very, very nice. That's what I like though. I like the fact that the art shows off just the different areas of the world. It's just good to get that sort of aesthetic into the world that you're going to be playing in. So what have we got here? We've got the Simic one, we've got the Rakdos one, we've got the Golgari one, and we got the Selesnya one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, all the, and then green, blue, black, red. Yeah, we've got that's it. Four different ones. Simic, Rakdos, Golgari, and Selesnya. Yeah, that's all the new ones. Cool.
No, it's Azorius, not Selesnya, isn't it?
Oh, so yeah, Azorius. Yes.
Yeah. Selesnya,
lovely.
Green, white. But yeah. Listen, the trees were tilted. Oh, that's one we read before.
Yeah.
I didn't think of this. That's boring. I cannot read these runes, yet somehow they seem like a warning. Have we passed unknowingly into a new realm?
Another legendary character there with a quote.
Yeah, that's Eken, Omen Seeker Navigator. So I do like this one, the black side of the Golgari one.
Yeah.
Hush and stay still. No matter how dreary the darkness, a light in the Skellmire is never a good sign.
Skellmire.
Yeah. So what is that? What is living down there that's producing this ultra bright light?
Also, yeah, that one there, Blight Step. Read that one out. What do you reckon that's going to be?
Yeah, I thought this sounded good. Yeah, I thought it definitely reminded me of you. The waters smell oddly sweet. Not that bit, but do not be enticed. You don't want to meet what lurks below the surface. That bit.
Yeah. What lurks below the surface of the Blight Step pathway?
Yeah. Is it something big or lots of little things? Piranhas?
Yeah.
Nice. Let's just give this a quick refresh.
Just in case we get something else before the end.
I don't know why it's showing this.
Checking your browser before accessing Magic Spoiler. No.
Still that. Yeah, just checking there wasn't any last-minute cards added to this.
Late submissions.
But no, that is everything. That is all of Kaldheim we have so far. And
I think,
I'm excited.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty good set from what we've seen so far. The flavors, the stories, the new characters. I think, I think it's going to get better now from a story perspective. I feel. I'm hoping. But yeah, it's just a brilliant piece of mythology to delve into the whole sort of Nordic gods and Valhalla and Valkyries and all that sort of stuff is a space that we haven't really explored yet in Magic, which is quite cool. I wonder what we'll get. I wonder what we'll get in the future with regards to these sort of not pop culture, but sort of historic sort of world culture.
Also, they are running out. They've done Greek, they've done Egyptian.
Yeah.
They've done this Norse one.
Yeah. What other areas can you visit?
Yeah, I don't know if they could go back and redo like Chinese law, but do it better. I don't know if they can sort of like that. Obviously, Kamigawa is that sort of more Japanese inspired.
Japanese, Oni and spirits and stuff. Yeah.
I don't know how possible it is to go there and almost like revamp it and I don't know, create this more of a backstory that's sort of more in keeping. I don't know.
Yeah,
because it'd be quite hard for them to have like two Japanese inspired planes. If they wanted to go sort of into a different style, I don't know.
Like maybe like Italy, like Romans, and maybe that sort of stuff, like more sort of legionnaire sort of style things, maybe.
And that's a bit of what Ravnica meant to be, but I know what you mean though. That's sort of it's still like a more modern take on it. It's sort of like influences of the past, but in a more modern world. So
yeah. Well, yeah, like you say, that we are running out of those sort of things, like ancient cults and stuff. It's hard to cults, but ancient lore.
Yeah, like Ixalan was meant to be sort of like South America style.
Yeah, like Aztec-y and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Which I feel they didn't really portray enough. I felt
like in the temples and all that sort of thing, jungles.
I think we could definitely go back to Ixalan and have a really fun history of Ixalan set, like some really fun things there. Eldraine was meant to be sort of like old Celtic lore, and old sort of English myth and stuff.
Yeah, like King Arthur and pulling the sword from the stone and stuff. That was, I mean, they can draw upon loads of aspects of that sort of culture, like obviously Harry Potter world, which is coming.
The ancient lore of Harry Potter.
The ancient Harry Potter Voldemort. So we've got Strixhaven, and they can do that for ages. They can pull upon stuff like that for ages, but actual real world mythological stuff, I think they are running out, which is a shame.
I just thought we've got barely anything for Africa.
No, that's true. Yeah.
I know, obviously Amonkhet, obviously is Egypt.
Yeah.
But, and obviously there's the Arabian Nights one, for sort of Northern Africa. Yeah,
maybe like Arabian Nights revisited or something like that.
Like, I definitely think they could do something more. I personally don't know much about sort of any sort of African mythology and sort of like stories and legends and things, but there must be some like real. There probably are some amazing stories that we just don't sort of hear about in sort of Western culture.
Yeah, there's got to be some. That's what I mean. The world's getting so much more diverse now. You should be able to pull upon every sort of culture's mythology and just learn about everyone's mythology and gods and figures that they might have worshipped in the old days, which could be then depicted onto a magic card somehow, which would be interesting.
Yeah.
To see all those forms represented. But that's a podcast for another day, I think. That is all we've got time for today. But I think the next podcasts, the next 2 or 3, potentially 4, will still be Kaldheim related.
Well, I don't think we're going to get much more Kaldheim information, unfortunately. We're going to forget in story.
Maybe not then,
we've got like a 3-week gap now until the 7th of January is when it starts again with Kaldheim's like official start.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know what we're gonna get, but hopefully we'll get something.
No, definitely. Yeah.
In our time.
Yeah. We can always speak about some. I didn't realize it was that was it for 3 weeks.
Yeah. No, that's it. This is like the little teaser. This is the little. Everyone get ready for it.
Oh, wow.
That's it now. We've got to wait.
Brilliant.
They've got their Christmas shutdown and stuff.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Well, what is our schedule going to be? Because obviously this time next week is Christmas Eve. We can do
We'll be absolutely gone by then.
We'll be gone by then. I'll be passed out by eating loads of crackers and cheese by then, I expect. But
but we do go back to our normal Tuesday schedule for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, we'll do that then. So
we'll see. We'll just play it by ear. To be honest, it's Christmas. Everyone's having fun.
Everyone's having fun, hopefully. But yeah, that's all we've got time for today. Thank you very much for tuning in, and make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching it on YouTube or Spotify, SoundCloud. Just follow us and what have you. Do all those good things.
Yeah. Tell your friends.
Share it whenever you can. That'd be brilliant. But that's about it for today.
Yeah.
Big summer blowout.
Bye.
Bye.